Hey guys, Jared here, and today we're going to check out the Corsair HX1000i power supply, which I've chosen to use for my Threadripper PC. Inside the box we have a manual, warranty information, power cable, cable ties, a bag full of modular cables, and finally the power supply itself. First, let's take a physical look at the unit. On the back there's the AC power connector, power on-off switch, some holes for airflow, and some subtle branding. Over on the other side on the front you'll find the USB port for Corsair Link, more on this later, a fan test button, and the modular outputs for you to connect the included cables. The connectors are designed so that you can only put the right cable in the right spot, so you can't really mess it up. Additionally, this means we only need to plug in the specific cables that we need for our build, which will help with cable management. The modular cables provided include one ATX connector, two EPS connectors, which is important for Threadripper as my X399 board needs two of these, 12 4-pin peripheral connectors, 8 PCIe connectors, 12 SATA connectors, and 2 floppy connectors if for some reason you still need those. The cables are a bit stiff and don't like to bend much, which made the cable management process a bit slower. I had to pre-bend them a little in some cases. On the sides of the unit there's nothing other than some Corsair branding, which should look right way up in most cases, regardless of if you mount the power supply fan up or fan down. On the top or bottom, depending on which way you mount the unit, is the 140mm cooling fan. The fan will not actually need to spin with a load less than 400 watts. So in order to check that the fan is operating correctly without generating the necessary load, we can press the fan test button, which will start spinning the fan, confirming that it's all good. So at anything lower than 400 watts, the unit will be operating silently. The fan will start getting progressively faster and louder after around the 600 watt mark. On the side opposite the fan is nothing other than an informational sticker, and the power supply itself is 150mm by 86mm by 180mm and weighs 3.59 kilos. As you may have guessed, the 1000 in the name refers to 1000 watts, which is how much power the unit's able to supply. The power supply has been given an 80+ platinum rating, meaning that at 20% load the unit should be at least 90% efficient, at 50% load it should be at least 94% efficient, while at 100% load it should be at least 91% efficient. With such high levels of efficiency, less heat is created, which is why it's able to run below 400 watts without spinning the fan. When the fan does start up, it's rated to only run at 12 decibels, so it's still fairly quiet. However, it will peak at around 23 decibels under maximum load. Now let's take a quick look at Corsair Link. The Corsair Link software can be used to monitor various Corsair parts in your system, such as fan, lights, Corsair power supplies, and Corsair CPU coolers. In order to use it with this power supply, we need to plug the included USB cable into an internal USB header on the motherboard. While this sounds cool in theory, it's probably only going to be most useful if you stick within the Corsair ecosystem and make use of various parts from them if you want to be able to check everything within the same set of software. I'm not actually using any other Corsair components in my Threadripper PC, so it's unlikely I'll make use of Corsair Link just to monitor the power supply. Sure, it'll be interesting to look at once or twice, but I can't see myself regularly wanting to check the status of my power supply. You can actually save $20 if you get the HX1000, which is mostly the same but without Corsair Link. While there are some 1-star reviews on Amazon stating that the power supply stopped working, these definitely seem to be a small minority. There's always a failure threshold with every product, nothing's perfect. There's a 10-year warranty on the power supply if you do have any issues, and my previous Corsair power supply has lasted me for over 7 years and I've got another one in my recent server that I made. So personally, I'm pretty confident in them producing a quality unit that will last. So what did you guys think of the HX1000i power supply from Corsair? Personally, I'm happy to pay a little more to get a more efficient power supply, as not only should it save power long term, it will also produce less heat and thereby less audible noise as a side effect. While I probably didn't need 1000 watts, just keep in mind that I am running a 16-core CPU with an NVIDIA 1080 here, with plans on possibly upgrading the graphics in the future to an SLI configuration. For most people out there, 1000 watts is probably overkill, so do some research and find out what you need to power your components to save some money. While I don't have the tools required to thoroughly test and review the power supply extensively, I hope that the information in this overview has been useful. If it has, be sure to let me know down in the comments or leave a like on the video. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for future tech videos like this one.